The 16th May 2025 meeting between President Museveni and King Oyo Tooro Kingdom IV, among others, highlighted the fulfillment of the 2019 agreement between the government of Uganda and Tooro Kingdom that also stated about the return of confiscated kingdom's properties by the then government of Uganda after the 1966 crisis that led to the 1967 Republican Constitution that abolished monarchies in Uganda and turned Uganda into a Republican state.
Very opportune because the president happened to come around the time when this have to be addressed. We found that we have a lot of unfulfilled pledges, mainly the MOU that was signed between the president and the King of His Royal Majesty, the King of Tooro, King Oyo, in 2019, which in brief was, we are going to return kingdom property.
In an exclusive interview with Tooro Prime Minister Rwomire Armstrong, he sheds more light on what informed the mid-May 2025 countryside meeting.
So we are saying, if we get our property, we'll be in position to do this parallel with government. I've requested the president during the visit that we had at the State Lodge to work with us. I know this is a bit controversial, but the truth is, one, we have structures in place that are very effective.
According to him, this informs the way forward as proposed by President Museveni in the closed meeting.
What has happened over the period is some of this property has had encumbrance and some fraud, illegality. And that's where we need the support from the Attorney General. On Tuesday this week, I'm meeting with my Attorney General, the Kingdom's Attorney General, and the Minister of Lands and our Land Board to have a clear path. And this is coming at the footprints of the meeting that we had with His Excellency.
Tooro Kingdom is among Uganda's oldest kingdoms after Nyoro, Buganda and the defunct Obugabe Bwankole. However, the kingdom has made significant achievements under the reigning Omukama Oyo IV.
That is the guiding point. We are not going to continue the begging basket mentality. What we intend is to get back the property, utilize it well, invest on our land, on our estates.
Leaving other factors constant, the kingdom is equally calling on all the other different local government administrative units still occupying the kingdom's assets to pay the outstanding rent to the kingdom, who is the landlord in this matter.
And these estates partly are in other newly created kingdoms. So for instance, we have the Osinga in Kasese, we have property there. And clearly for political reasons, we would expect to have compensation, not the property. Similarly, we have the same situation in Bundubujo. So we have property there that we expect government to compensate us. So these are two lines. One, compensation, and the other is returning the other property.
However, the demand can only be possible if the central government is willing to surrender the kingdom's property to the kingdom's administration.
The local government is sitting on our property. They are not paying rent, and that is cheating the kingdom because that money would be used effectively to serve our people in other means.
The closed meeting between President Museveni and Omukama Oyo IV with the administration is perceived as the pain reliever if President Museveni heeds to their demands.
As a kingdom, we have structures in place that, if utilized effectively, we can support government to implement what the president is referring to.
The other issue that came up during the closed meeting with the president is the state of the Kampala-Mubende Change of Fort Road, which the kingdom officials say is a major setback to the development agenda of the kingdom.
Talking about tourists, we are then going to immediately talk about transport. How do they come to our area? The road to Tooro is in a bad state. We've lost trade because if you have perishable goods, the time it takes to take our crops from one end to another is not sustainable. We've lost business. People don't want to come to do business with us. We are appealing to government to prioritize the repair of our road.
Onyango, UBC News.